And this afternoon, Daniel Foreman, writer-director as well, Charlene Milling, producer of a short film. You guys, thanks a lot for calling in this afternoon.
Thank you.
A Ravine Song, your short film is being shot May 23rd in and around Edmonton's inner city. I had a chance to view the pilot sample this morning, and I absolutely love the idea behind it. What's the story going to be about?
Well, in a nutshell, there's a young native boy who is trying to save his grandma. His grandma's a severe diabetic, and he doesn't have enough money to get the right kind of insulin, so he goes through a series of adventures, and he runs into a gang of girls, and they decide to help him on his mission.
So how did the idea come about for this type of short film?
Well, I've been working on a feature for the last few years that was about a young boy struggling to become a man in a society where we don't really have any rites or rituals anymore to help them become men. And I kind of took this thread and then started developing it for the short story.
Who are some of the actors that'll take part in the film?
We have really been thrilled with the people who've come on board with us. We have several people who are crossing over from Blackstone. Our lead male is a young man named Hunter Cardinal. He's a student at the U of A in his senior year with the Bachelor of Fine Arts program, and he is playing our Daniel. Then we have a woman named Stephanie Harp, and she is coming on in the role of Dakota, which is the lead female role of the leader of the gang. And then for our Cookham, we have a woman named Tammy Rain, and she's also from the Blackstone Project. So those are our leads, and we've got several other people who are along with us as well.
Daniel, you were inspired to write the story based on having a desire to learn more about Métis culture. What interests you in that area?
Well, it's, a lot of people look at Canada, it's the Ukrainian settlers or, the Germans or there's a number of different things. And the Métis, really, other than the rebellion with Louis Riel, doesn't get a lot of press. And I thought there was, a tremendous amount of rich history and tradition that isn't really explored in general media. I mean, it's more specific, and I thought if I could open this up maybe to different audiences, can inform people and entertain them at the same time.
In your release that I read this morning, you both stated that you were overwhelmed with community support. What has the overall support been?
Everybody that we have asked to come along and help us as resource people. For example, we have a woman, her name is Linda Lirondelle, and she has been mentoring our Cookham character by sharing her personal stories of the residential schools. And then we also had Dan Jones. He's an inspector with the Edmonton Police Services who has taken a great deal of time out to teach us about gang activity in Edmonton, as well as he was the resource officer for the Truth and Reconciliation Commission events. And we have Father James Holland from Sacred Heart Church of the First Peoples, who is very well connected in Edmonton's inner city. And he's been teaching us about Native spirituality as it is reflected through the Roman Catholic faith. So it's, and everybody has just been so excited and helpful. We've learned so much on this project.
Again, we got Daniel Foreman, writer-director of a new short film called A Ravine Song, which is going to be in production very soon as well. Charlene Milling, producer of the short film. I guess, Charlene, my next question for you is, what is the ultimate goal for this project?
Ultimately, we are going to use this short film as a pitch for what we want to create into a television series that would be filmed in Edmonton and using all local cast and crew. We see each of the characters, even in this short film, as being people who could easily have several episodes in a television series written about their characters. And even when we were going through the auditions, and as people shared with us how the characters that they were auditioning for reflected their own lives, they were sharing stories about their personal encounters with gangs, their encounters as they go through Native spiritual rituals, their experiences in the residential schools. So we could see each character developing right before our eyes, and we definitely see the potential for this to be a fascinating television series.
The budget for this short film is around, give or take, $10,000. What are some of the challenges that you or somebody in filmmaking faces with short films?
Short films have a very limited market. Other than film festivals, it's hard to find someone to present your work. One of the things that we saw with Group Soldier Productions was a niche in Edmonton, particularly to show short films. And so we are also the founders of the Edmonton Short Film Festival, which we opened last year for filmmakers who have short projects, 15 minutes and less, from the local area, who just want to have their work screened and shown and appreciated. So we do find films a challenge to get an audience for.
All right, Daniel and Charlene, I appreciate you calling in this afternoon.
Thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate your time.